Hi there, Catherine here, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I want to do a quick walkthrough of this really fun junk journal that I created. It's a Christmas junk journal out of the papers that I made. So stick around and we'll do this walkthrough. So I'm here with the walkthrough of this vintage junk journal, and I made it with the papers that I create. And so they are these lovely vintage Christmas ladies. We've got this one. Now I create my book, sorry for the glare, with the glossy cover, and then this is my author strip, so ignore that. But I create these books for Amazon currently. That's the only place I'm selling them. And I make for all of my images that I create, I also then have a coordinating seamless pattern. So here would be one of our images of this beautiful vintage lady. And then, that's actually, I've used her coordinating paper, but with each image then I do have coordinating seamless patterns to go with them, to kind of be your background page like that. Okay, and so with this project, I still have several leftover pages, full pages. I used this book with these pretty vintage ladies in their hats, and then I used this book with the ladies that have really pretty florals in their hair and different vintage papers and patterns, as you can see. And so this was a lot of fun, and like I said, I have a good many leftover papers. And let me tell you how I get the pages out, because it's a glue bind book, obviously from Amazon. So I take a roller and then my craft knife and I cut down through the seam, and that releases usually about 3 papers at a time. So I like doing it that way. And then I even had scraps left over. So I had, full pages left and some scraps. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so I made this I made this journal for my daughter-in-law, Tori, and this says Victoria, Goddess of Victory, and then Tori's journal on that side. The little dangly can be unclipped, and it's got some beads, various kind of vintage older beads and lace and seam binder. And this is, I believe this is a Tim Holtz. It might be, or it might just be a vintage paper clip that I had. So of course you can remove that. And then I copy stain just about everything in this journal. One day I had, my whole countertop was full of draining copy stained papers and ribbons and lace. So I took a piece of satin, and that's what I tied this with. And then these and this piece here, this is air dry clay. So I have a mold, and I did the air dry clay for those, and then I painted it with Ranger, the mica spray, and it's nice and shiny, pretty for Christmas. And that's the same thing here, the clay pieces. Plenty of lace in this journal, and I did some florals here. This is the seamless pattern that went with this lady, and I fussy cut her out and then used some of the vintage photo, Ranger vintage photo ink to ink that up. And then we open, and I made a little pocket here. This was a stamp that was part of that paper, so I just cut it out so that the stamp would show there. Isn't she pretty? And then I have this little note, and this is part of a broken choker, and I cut that little piece out. I thought it blended nicely. I love to use broken jewelry. And then this is just a little vintage, one of those ledger, like a little ledger piece there. And I tried to use different ties throughout the book to give it some variety. Let me back up there. There we go. A little bit better. Okay, and then this is a little envelope that I used. I got some lace here. And these are little versions of this same stamp. got a little tag here, and I stamped that. Stamped it upside down, but I guess that's okay. It's not supposed to be perfect, right? And these papers also went with her. Now, this book, let me just tell you where this book came from. This is an older book that it was titled Deck the Hall, so it was a Christmas book, so it's a smaller size. And what I did is I went through and I cut out a good many of the pages, and I was really proud of myself. I thought, I'm not going to like overstuff this one, but I kind of did. But it's still, I think it's a nice size for a Christmas journal. And we got little tags here. Isn't that pretty? And again, I copy stained everything. $1.28. And this has a little bit, so I fussy cut from the paper. This is her background page, and I fussy cut her out too. And then I applied some Mod Podge. That's where the shine came from, even though I used matte, but it still had a little bit of a shine to it. So I do like those cute tags there. And I try to use different things, like I use some lace, I use some seam binder, different things for the ties. And then we've got a little strawberry plants here. And on this, so what I did throughout this book is I took pieces from the actual pages, and where it told a little bit of a story, I kept the script. And then I stamped that with some music paper stamp. And I also made, so as I went through and glued some of the original pages together, I made pockets, some side pockets and some top pockets. So I just kind of varied it as I went. And then this is a little pocket out of lace. This is part of the story. The snowstorm predicted to hit earlier finally had started, and with a vengeance. She'll get a kick out of that because she likes to read. And then over here, this talks about a mystery and some travel from the book, so I thought it'd be fun to put a hot air balloon on here. Now, this is not my papers, so it was kind of all, I liked the thought of it, but it was kind of all gray, so I took some of my pink ink and colored it there. And then to keep with the pink theme, I've got this little tag here, and I stamped on the back of it. And then, that's because I made a little pocket out of this one, and then another stamp there, little vintage stamp that I put some ink on. And then this was really fun. So this is one of the top pockets. Sorry, one of the top pockets. And this has, she can open this up, really pretty paper, and then she could put secrets in here if she wanted to. Little photos, so it would be really tiny photos, but still something cute like that. I like that. All right, then we've got, I really like this page. So this says, Alvin Luck and his mother handed their tickets to the usher at the door of the Radio City Music Hall. And then I put New York here, and that's out of the book. And then look, she's going to the theater. So I thought that was a cute page. And then to keep in keeping with the music theme, I've got a cello here and a ticket. And this page here, so you know how they talk about happy mistakes, or there's no mistakes in art. Well, I had I wasn't paying attention, and I had glued the little side pocket too far over, and it covered up a lot of her face. So I pulled it off, and when I did, it ripped the paper. And I thought about taking the whole thing up or covering it, but what I did is I just inked that up, and I thought it looked like it was more vintage. And then this is a layered pocket. We've got this gal here, and more journaling room and a pocket. This was made out of, I cut an envelope in half. I made that. This goes back in the side pocket. This one tends to not want to cooperate. I'll do that later. Then we've got our Christmas tree cut out here on the seamless pattern that coordinates, and plenty of room for journaling. I am not very good at leaving open space, so I really tried to be conscious of that since it's for some. This has a top pocket, and we got a little card here. It's an envelope again, the other half of that envelope. She could stick things in there. That's our little tab there. Very cute. Then on this page, we flip up our little piece of flip lace there. This is a collaged, paper collage tag with stamping on the back, and I've got 2/5 for December 25th. This I fussy cut out of my paper, and I loved how this Christmas tree turned out in my art, so I wanted to make sure that was in there, and I think the softness just blends, and isn't she beautiful? So that's her pattern paper, and then I cut her out. And we got a tag that has the seam binder with it. I like this one with the little advertisement there. So she can write on there, do what she wants. This is one of those, I took this actually from one of the pages from the book, page 196, Deck the Halls. And then I made one of those 4 pocket folds. And we've got the lady here. I did green ink for this. Little feather. Pretty little tag there. It's coffee stained. And then this little key, I painted it gold with my acrylic paint, both sides. And I had a couple of boo-boos, so I just took the vintage photo ink and inked that up a little bit. And then this peacock, piece of a peacock feather, it was too bright and shiny, so I took some of the acrylic paint over that to dull it down and make it look more vintage. Open page here. I did good. I'm proud of myself. And then over here we have another piece of the story, and I made a pocket with my paper and some lace in the story. We've got a vintage couple here, and then a sewing machine here. Another spot for journaling. Open spot here. This I really like. This is Saturday, December 24th. Of course, Christmas Eve isn't going to be Saturday this year, but some year it will be, or she could cross it out, and write I guess it'll be Tuesday, correct? Yeah. And then I fussy cut out a piece there. Here I have, I just did one of those 4-layered pockets. So this one's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and 4 inch to make a layered pocket. And we got plenty of fun tags in there. This is more of a sewing theme. We've got a dress form. Another one there, just so cute. And this is a perfume bottle. I put, since they're kind of smaller, I put Mod Podge on that and inked them up. And then this is thread and pins. And then here's this pretty lady here with her background page, and I fussy cut her out. We got 3 really pretty tags here with different ribbons. Aren't they fun? And then on the back, they're coffee stained. All right, and then this I left open. And then this one, Tori's an artist, so she can draw or paint on these if she wants to. I was proud of myself for letting those blank. And just put a little thing here, and then I took the coffee that I was dyeing things with. I got a brush and I flicked some specks of coffee on there. Then this page, this was a work in progress. I had layered paper, and I thought, oh, that looks too plain. So then I put this on. This was like a little Christmas gift guide. And that looked too plain, so I colored it, and I put this on and colored the roses to match. Then I put I put the lace down first in this. And then I was like, still need something. I went back to that choker that I had, and I cut these out, and I thought that just really made it nice, and I was happy with it. Then on the back, I love the back cover too, so I fussy cut her out on her seamless pattern. And then I had a broken earring. Now, she had her own earring on, but I thought this really looked good. So I added that, and we got lace here. And then that's why my tie is down so low. I didn't want to cover her up, and I didn't want to cover up our other lady. So that is this Christmas junk journal. It was so fun to make, and thank you for watching.